Enkosi kakhulu ngokuhlala nathi nisasibukele apha ekhaya jikelele. Kudala ke ngaphambi kokuba kubekho iikhamera zokuthatha imifanekiso yabantu nezinye ke izinto abantu babesebenzisa usiba ne-inki ukuzoba. Imizobo ke yenye yendlela yonxibelelwano apho ke umzobi ebonisa khona abantu oko kusengqondweni okanye enhlizweni yakhe kunye ke nemvakalelo zakhe. Leke mbukeli yenye ke yendlela umuntu anokuziphilisa ngayo ukanti ke Thabiso Dakamela wasempuma yerhawuti upainta ekhuthazwa ke yimicimbi yemihla ngemihla neenkumbulo ke zabantu kwaye ke usebenza kumacandelo ohlukeneyo. Ulapha ke studio namhlanje ukuze asibonise eminye yemisebenzi yakhe. Thabiso, unjani?
Ngiyabonga.
Siyaphila nathi. Welcome to ekhaya.
Thank you so much.
Siyabulisa kaloku nakubahlekazi oze nabo abahle. Thabiso ndiyafuna ukuqonda because I mean xa sijonga apha utata wakho usuka from the Venda tribe and then umamakho from the Ndebele tribe. Siyaqonda into yobana ezi tribes zi-tribe ezi-colorful, I mean the colors zi-dynamic nje zimbejembeje. Would you say mhlawumbe your love of art iye yathi chapha kuloo nto?
Yeah, so ngokuthanda kwami art nalonto ukuthi vele I was born an artist. I would say ukuthi imvelaphi yami, it has contributed a lot towards influencing umsebenzi wami and indlela engipainta ngakhona and the colors that I use and the subject matter that I use. So it is indeed true ukuthi the fact that I come from two tribes and they're both colorful tribes and they've influenced my work. So yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so shout out to mommy and daddy.
Thank you.
I mean, we are practice professionally up at Johannesburg.
Yes.
And then you also moved abroad for almost a decade. What would you say ngeyona highlight yakho inkulu? And I mean, ukuba kwakho abroad, i-art apha eMzantsi Afrika iya ngokukhula. When you get abroad, kunezinto ezintsha ozifumanayo. What have you gained? I mean, being abroad for almost 10 decades.
So actually it's the other way around. I've practiced art mostly in Joburg as a professional. So for the past decade I've been practicing art in Joburg. And because of my experiences as an artist and the people that I've connected with throughout my journey, it is that has also contributed to my growth as an artist and as a person as well, because art is more than just painting and putting color. So it's really mostly about conveying a message and actually challenging the society and communicating something to people, whether young or old. So in essence, really, art is contributing immensely towards me growing as a person and growing in my career as well. Yeah.
And speaking of communication, art nyani singabantu siyaqhagamshelana nayo. And I mean, our expressing, I mean, your artistic side kuphela just nje, but nathi singabantu siqhagamshelana. Ndiyafuna uqonda into yobana xa wenza imizobo yakho kwenzeka ntoni engqondweni yakho? Where do you get the inspiration? I mean, kwi-themes ozisebenzisayo, you spoke about colors earlier on, into yobana usebenzisa imibala ebhanyabhanya. Where do you get the inspiration?
So this psychologist the artists are the people that pose time for us. Every day you just pass by the few things that the small things, the smaller details. Artists are the people that come and show you the smaller details, like a small bee, and then you start to contemplate on that. You start thinking of your day-to-day life and activities. And so my inspiration, I observe people and I look at the experiences that I have and that the people around me have, and that makes it the gist of what my work is about. Because then if it's not relatable, I feel like it's not genuine enough for me. It has to be relatable, it has to be authentic, it has to deal with day-to-day issues, it has to deal with like our religions, our spirituality, the kind of religions that we used to, but upete indonga yasezayoni and all that, nebhayibheli at the same time. And you think of just day-to-day things and emotions and experiences and all that. That's sort of what shapes and what paves the way for me to say, okay, now I'm doing a good painting that is worthy of being put out there.
Uthetha amagama amabalulekileyo uthi apha it must be relatable, authentic and genuine. Ndiyafuna into yobana usicacisele ngale miboniso usiphathele yona namhlanje. Ndiyafuna siqale ngale, ndiyawuthanda lo mbhalo obhaliweyo pha othi be honest with yourself. Khawusinantsikele nje usihlalutyele lo mboniso sinawo.
So mangathatha ubheka umsebenzi wami, what I do mostly is I use children, women and men as my subject matter.
Okay.
So in this case, as a child, you know, you think of the child's innocence. You know, children as the most brutally honest people. They are not biased. They tell you the truth as it is. So one of the things that you know, you observe as you walk in this journey of life is to see abantu. Sometimes it's very difficult to really be honest with yourself. So this is like a challenge. It's a piece that when you look at in your home, you start contemplating it. But as I'm going out, you know, there's this maybe that I'm going to face or that I'm already facing. I need to be completely honest with the situation if I'm to make any change. So hence this piece. And then Lena Yona, I titled it Khona. It's based off, inspired from a scripture in the Bible, a lady named Hannah who prayed for a son. But the essence of it is not just the fact that it talks about that lady, but it's a relatable issue to each and every individual. You know, at the end of the day, you get to spaces and maybe situations where it's necessary, it's important for you to actually say out a silent prayer. She's not even opening her mouth. It's just a silent prayer of petition. So yeah. That's it.
Amazing work that you do, and I'm sitting here wondering, you know, about ukuthatha ixesha elingakanani, because I once went to this art exhibition and the artist yayenza umboniso wakhe live. Uthe chu akangxamanga, uyabona into yobana there's attention to detail, iikhamera zazisebenzisayo, the shades nayo yonke into. Ndiyafuna uqonda kuyinto yobana mhlambe umboniso obumila kunje ukuthatha ixesha elingakanani.
Get depend. I'm an artist. I know what you feel like. So sometimes there's a painting that it took me a year to finish. Sometimes it takes like a couple of days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes a couple of hours. So it really depends on the inspiration and how connected one is with the painting. Like I was saying earlier on, it's not just putting color on a canvas or just, you know, painting a face. It's really deep. It's artists pour themselves into works of art, and that becomes like that's why they're so attached to the work, and that's why there's so much value to it, because it's literally someone giving a part of themselves to you.
That's why besisho into yobana creativity takes courage. And I mean, ndiyafuna uqonda mhlambe kumntu obukele ekhaya, I mean, I love the fact that you mentioned, you know, abantwana being the subject matter of iart yakho. And I mean, apha eMzantsi Afrika abantwana banamatalent amaninzi, they aspire to be artists, bayazoba bathini. Ungatsho ngokupheleleyo uthi uba ikhona irhel sentshipokothi yafuma.
So before answer the mbuzo, I just want to add on to Lendo. We should say there is so many people who are talented in South Africa, and I think that you know, it's time that we as the people that are looking, we support these people as well, and you know, we just ensure artists are heard and their voices is heard and they're supported in any way possible that we can, even if you don't buy, but just go and support their events, or go and support something to show that, you know, that sense of solidarity. So to the second question, well, comments are reserved.
Eso smile semali. Uyabona uzibamba nesifuba. Ikhona ifumile kunjalo nje. But you can make a living out of art.
Yes, you can. It's absolutely possible. You can make a living out of art. You just need to work hard, you know the right people, get into the market, network, put in passion and effort, and make sure that whatever you do, you give out your best. And then I think that's just the rule of life. What you give is what you get. So I'll tell artists that give your best, and then, you know, you get the best.
Because earlier this week we were also having a conversation with one of the brand strategists. And I mean, he works a lot with youth empowerment. Lack of exposure is one of the contributing factors of youth development. Fumanisa ndobana italent elikho sikhona but now i-exposure yokuba uqamise esisakhono sakho asikho. I mean ungathi mhlambe when you look in the art space yintoni into ebambezela ukuthi bangakhulu uthola ukuthi umuntu unetalente ukhule nalo seke mdala ngoku usathi hey ngisakwazi ukuzoba but limbekeli sonke etafileni.
So that I'd like first to just offer a great gratitude to the South African audience. I think over the past few years we've seen people really taking up taking up the stand for artists, and they've started to support artists.
Yeah.
So what I think needs to be done now, like I was saying earlier, is that we need to be more educational towards and take an educational approach towards helping artists, and not just artists but creatives, and throughout all the different disciplines, and just ensure people, first of all, people that are on the receiving end are aware of the importance of investing in art. This is investment that appreciates and value, it doesn't depreciate. And speaking of an industry that crosses about 10 digits, that's something worth looking into and worth investing. So and then maybe to the artists, I'll just say that there's a famous saying that says opportunity dances with those that are already on the dance floor. So you need to be ready to be supported by doing the actual work, and then I think that's probably the winning formula. Opportunity dances with those that are already on the dance floor.
Yeah, so ma uzazi into bana ndiyayifuna lento, be on the dance floor.
Yes.
Show up like you are meant to be there. Yes. That is quite powerful. And ndiyafuna uqonda, I mean, your future projects, I mean, where do you see yourself kwiminyaka ezayo in the art space, but not only for wena, but empowering aba basa emva kwakho, because ndiqinisekile umuntu ofana nawe if uzawuthi gqi uye eKasi okanye ezilalini, you're going to bring light and hope kulamntana oqonda ba nam ndifuna uba yilento namhlanje. Where do you see yourself in the next coming years?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've done already, what we're doing is every year we take up an artist or two in our studio to come and work with us for free, and we just also show them how we've walked the path. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's sort of our way to give back to the community, because I have this philosophy that no one ever makes it by themselves. I am here today, someone made some calls, someone pulled a few strings. So if we can do that for the next person, I think that's something that's worthwhile. And so, having said that, we have an initiative, and I'm doing an art classes. We're starting sometime in April, art classes, and also we have a space, a studio, a gallery space where we showcase, upcoming artists, established artists, some emerging artists as well, to sort of encourage that spirit of, look, it's doable, it's possible.
Yeah.
I think what would make it even better is if we can get someone out there who would say, okay, look, I want to invest in this, I want to put in some money in this, into helping out and spreading because the dream really is one day to have a building that's sort of an ecosystem for artists, where you have all the creatives, from singers, poets, painters, and all just doing their thing. So yeah,
amazing work. And I mean, you also offer kubantu ababini for free. Ingaba mhlambe for this year selen bathathile okanye there's still space? Yeah, so we usually start. And what's the criteria?
Really, the criteria is just when you show passion, literally. So we usually start June the previous year, and we just start scouting. So by the time we start a new year, we already have a person or two that we know we're going to work with these people. Yeah. So the idea is just to train them and to show them and grow with them as well.
Thabiso, ufumane kaphi nabantu xa befuna ukulandela as programs befuna ungena kwi-art gallery abafune zonke izinto ufumane kaphi?
So ngise Ellis House Art Building at DK's Project House, which is our foundation. And then on Instagram, it's art_by_Thabiso Dakamela, and my phone WhatsApp number, or it's 1-573-4085.
Nabangantubiza salary yakho. Thabiso, enkosi kakhulu ngokuba ube nathi enqubeni, mhle kakhulu umsebenzi wakho, siyavuyisana nawe, but eyona nto ndiyithanda kakhulu into yokubana kulo msebenzi wakho ufuna ukulula isandla sakho, uthi nakomnye osenza uthi hayi masihambe nawe masiphakame sobabini. Thank you so much. We wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much.
Righty, mbukeliwe ekhaya jikelele, siyathanda kaloku into yokubana siqaqambise izakhono zenu apho ekhaya. Lo ke namhlanje besetha naye nguye uThabiso Dakamela.